It's Mr. Box Office, the main event, the professor of truth and entertainment, the ratings killer. And if you don't know, you need to get to know. And welcome to Mr. Box Office City with your host, Mr. Box Office himself, on Mr. Box Office TV. And this is a show where I'm going to be unleashing. Give my little thoughts on certain things I've seen today. Like I said before, I know about my team. I'm comfortable about my thoughts on this team. No one's going to tell me what to think about my team anymore. No one's going to tell me about what I feel about my Tottenham team anymore, about what I see at the moment with the squad at the moment. It's not going to change. My thoughts has not changed about Postecoglou. Still not convinced. So no one's changing my opinion. But the point is that I'm okay with that. I'm absolutely okay. The problem is, this fan base that we have, the Tottenham fan base, is the most embarrassing fan base of the Premier League. And I stick by that. You have Arsenal fans that are even more embarrassing as well. The fact is, as well, which is quite funny, you've got now fans of Arsenal and Tottenham fans, Tottenham's twerking for Arsenal fans and Arsenal fans twerking for Tottenham fans. So it's just even more embarrassing, the same thing as well. So you're sitting there thinking, I'm not that bothered about Tottenham, but why are Arsenal fans, Tottenham fans twerking with each other? What is the achievement of doing that? What is the achievement of what you're doing at the moment? The fact is, Tottenham Hotspur have only turned up the last 6 months. Arsenal did well last season. They haven't turned up this season. You've got a Premier League that is open to anyone at the moment. Absolutely anybody at the moment. And all we can talk about is, Arsenal. Why Arsenal twerking for Tottenham fans? Oh, Arsenal fans. Why Arsenal fans talking for Tottenham fans? And you sit there and think, I thought the whole point was to win trophies, not twerking for the rivals. Oh well, we've got too many players in our all combined 11. I'm like, who cares? Who cares? That's the point. It's like, if that was in Manchester United of old, they'll be thinking about, they'll be thinking about the trophies that they won before. And they'll sit there and say, well, you can talk about rivalry, but we can show you trophies. Man City can say, here's my trophies. Playing great football, but where's my trophies? What Tottenham got to say? Shine the new stadium? Tick. All-purpose stadium? Tick. Loyal fan base? Tick. Who else is there? Oh yeah, we've had the best player, best goal scorer, Kane, even though he left to go and buy a minute. Yeah, tick. Not that much, isn't there? Not that much, isn't there? About trophies, isn't there? But we're supposed to be a big club. Big clubs act like big clubs. And if you don't believe me, go and ask Kane what's going on at Bayern Munich at the moment. He started to realise, this is what you do with a winning team. This is what you do. This is what happens. Oh, I didn't realise that. I wasn't seeing that at Tottenham. Ironically, your hero, your man, the man of the moment, Postecoglou, thinks the same way. And I don't even like the guy. And I'm even saying it. He's saying the same thing I'm saying. So what does that say to you? So that's a little clue about what I'm talking about this show. Because on the show today, ladies and gentlemen, why are Tottenham fans giving credit to Daniel Levy? Number one. Number two on the show today, my thoughts on the potential signings Tottenham Hotspur are trying to make. And number three, the last part of the show, thoughts on the league so far. So get yourself strapped in and get your popcorn out, because it's going to be box office time tonight. And trust me, it don't matter if there's only some people or a load of people watching. We're going to have a little bit of fun tonight because I've been benching. I tell you what, I said about refresh, reset, restart. People say, "What? Why do you not have you not done that much streaming, Mr. Box Office?" Blame my boss Alex, because I've been trying to refresh. He's been trying to refresh, reset, restart, because the summer's coming. Because, like I said before, Tottenham Hotspur have not done nothing in the first last how many years of my lifetime. So really, I've got to think about my body and try and figure out my mind and strength, and that's it. Because, like I said, it's good for the mind. You know what I mean? Because Tottenham Hotspur are not good for the mind, especially Tottenham fans. You know what I mean? The most deluded fans are in the fan base, and that's it. But let's get straight to it. Big up to everyone in the chat. We'll get to your questions in a bit. If you have any questions, put a Q in the Q box. We'll get back to later on in the show, and that's it. So let's get straight to it. With my number one subject, why are Tottenham fans giving credit to Daniel Levy? Well, let's go. Let's get straight into it with Daniel Levy. Now, I could have done something worse. I could have clipped some people. I could have clipped some people right now and said, shown them and said, what are you doing to rebuttal some of these rubbish that I've heard from Tottenham fans? Saying, oh, we're in the mud. Oh, we should listen to, we should not have a go at Daniel Levy. Oh, Daniel Levy's done so well because you see Newcastle, you see Chelsea, you see Man United, you see all these clubs now, they're not spending any money because of, FFP. And that's it. Oh, Daniel Levy had a plan. He had a really good plan all through that time, but all through lockdown, all through that time when we got absolutely embarrassed by Leicester City winning the league and winning the FA Cup. Absolutely embarrassed when Portsmouth actually won the FA Cup and we sold Dog Foe to Portsmouth for them to win the FA Cup. Yeah, ironically, we sold Campbell there as well, by the way. Absolutely embarrassed with the whole thing with Martin Yole, by the way, as well. So all those things that we went through. Oh yeah, also bringing in Mourinho, which is the worst decision made, by the way, by Tottenham Hotspur fans. By the way, Tottenham Hotspur, the worst decision we made, sacking Pochettino and then getting in Mourinho, yeah, right, and then sacking after a cup final, yeah, after getting in Conte, getting in Nuno, all through those times, yeah, all through those times where Alex as a boy loved his club, defended his club to the day's dawning, yeah? And then all of a sudden now, after all those events, oh no, can't do it anymore. I'm done. But I should be grateful, yeah? Because this was a plan. This was a planned thing that, all these events that happened were all planned to make sure that we were financially safe. We had the stadium and everything else. That's great. So this is all a plan for FFP and everything else because you knew the Premier League were trying to make it an equal playing field for everybody. Yeah. And now all of a sudden this is all a plan for everything else. So I'm the one that's stupid here. Yeah, because I'm the mug here. That the fact that I should have believed in Daniel Levy's plan. He might have sort of thought I was born yesterday. Honestly, the guy, honestly, the fact is, we got lucky. We are lucky that now the Premier League are looking at it now saying we need to make it equal. Yeah? I don't think Chelsea fans and Man City fans are complaining. They've gone through winning trophies after trophies after trophies after trophies. Success that any Tottenham fan would be lying to you that you would not want. You would love that success, going down the high road, shouting and saying, look at this. Look at my team. This is what we've won. That success that certain people have missed out on that only can look at Wikipedia about, like in the 1960s with Bill Nicholson and Keith Birkinshaw. And the late, great, bless his heart and soul, Terry Venables when he won the FA Cup. You know, the thing is, football is about success. And unfortunately, Daniel Levy has not delivered it. So why am I getting grateful for him when I'm the one that's got embarrassed all the time? We've as Tottenham fans have been embarrassed all the time. There's a reason why we're called Spursy. The reason why I didn't demand anything is because I didn't know what success was all about. And that's because of this club. I don't listen to people that don't know about. I don't listen to the losers like Jamie O'Hara and people like that who don't win anything. It's people from the 60s and the 80s that you'll listen to because those are winners. Those are elite winners. The elite winners recently had to leave our club to go and win. In recent times, now Kane has to go to leave. So why am I being grateful? Why do I need to be grateful for Daniel Levy? I don't need to be grateful. I don't need to be grateful for him. The only gratefulness he needs to have at the moment is the fact that I'm paying my money to go to the matches every single week. So be grateful about that and say thank you. Thank you for it. That's the only thing he can say to me. But if he's not, you know, doing astronomical things for the society, not giving, you know, help to the society at the moment that are struggling at the moment because of what's going on in the world at the moment, what am I being grateful for? He's an owner of a club, a very lucky owner of a club, yeah, a very good club with big history in the past that has been shamed because we haven't done nothing since. That gets paid handsomely, and we've helped him to pay for a stadium to keep Tottenham going. And for that, we've got nothing back. And just because Postecoglou's turned up in 6 months, which is like 2 minutes, 2 minutes in the year, in my opinion, we're supposed to give him credit when he's a third choice manager. Oh, have we heard that before? I don't want to hear this rubbish, this notion. It's rubbish. I'll give him credit if we win the league this season. Only if we win the league this season. I'll give him more credit if he sticks by his values, and sticks by his man, and sticks by his plan that he stuck by. He said in June, and he sticks by it for a few years, 5 years. That's when I'll start giving him credit, because then you're doing your job. Like it's my job to do the streams. It's like Alex's job to make sure he's doing the best for himself, to put food on the table for himself, to make his family proud. That's what is his job. That's what his ambition is. To make himself happy. That's what it is. Tottenham Hotspur have disappointed me so long now, I don't really care anymore. So now it's time for you to convince me. Because I pay you enough to go to the stadium enough and work hard enough for my money, Alex works hard for his money to go and watch Tottenham Hotspur. So it's now time for you lot to prove yourselves, and that's it. And that's the only encouragement I'm giving, and that's it. It's just one of those things that I just can't understand. I can't understand that the agendas from people that they bring onto us and saying, oh, we can't be horrible. We can't. We have to be balanced about this whole thing about Daniel Levy. We have to be balanced. Well, the fact is, like, they've got to do more and show the patience to give this this project that they're doing to make sure it goes to the final end, and that's it. And they stick with that project, and then they'll reap the benefits of it. But I don't think they've realised that for a long time. I don't think they've seen that for a long time, and now they've only just realised it. I don't think they should get praise for that after 23 years. That shouldn't be the case at all. And I think for me, at the moment, this fan base are never ever going to be together until Daniel Levy leaves, until Enid leaves this club, which will never happen. So this is where I say to fans that, okay, you say that we need to all be together. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So just need to just get over it. I'm not changing. No one's telling me what to say about my club anymore because I feel the way I feel. And that's what you do. You go with what you feel. This is not a popularity contest. Unfortunately, I think football's become too much of a popularity contest since this whole thing phenomenon on YouTube. It's just become a popularity contest. What other people are saying for each other. And it's not really a case of where you're really telling what you actually feel. It's like I feel like I'm the political chamber, a politician. And politicians are supposed to do what they're supposed to do for the people that they represent. But as a fan, fans are supposed to say what they feel, obviously within reason. So if I'm sitting there looking at it, and I say, when I watched Manchester United, Tottenham versus Manchester United on last week, the last game we played, and I sit there and say we were bang average. I mean it. It was bang average. We played the worst Manchester United side that I've seen in a long time. Absolute long time. And let's be honest here, we let in 2 goals when, let's be honest, Rashford's been absolutely useless this season. Absolutely useless this season, but we still let in the goal. And Poro was to blame for that as well as Morero. And then, Højlund, I mean, he couldn't score a goal even if he tried. I feel sorry for the bloke because he actually worked. He actually looks like a very decent bloke, but he just can't score. But we have to be positive, right? What does that say to me? Being positive, nothing, absolutely nothing. This is the thing. I don't really get it. You know what I mean? It's just like I just think people just need to just get off a high horse and just realize people are not going to change. You're not going to change. I'm not changing. It's like me talking to Jacob, big up to Jacob from Spurs America. Please like and subscribe. He's doing really well at the moment. And respects Mr. Box Office as well. No one's going to tell him to stop celebrating signings. I don't agree with it, but I sit there and say, good on you, mate. You got to enjoy it. You got to enjoy it how you want to enjoy it. And if that takes your fancy, that takes your fancy. Cool. I'm not going to criticize him because I understand why he's doing it. He's enjoying his time being a streamer. He's enjoying his YouTube channel. He's trying to embellish it. He's trying to embellish the fact that he's liking what he's seen on the pitch, like Kluver, like Asthmatic, like for instance Paul, the Hotspur Hippie. Please subscribe to Kluver and the Kang as well, because and Asthmatic South New Coys, especially the rival show. Because for me, well, I want to go on there and batter some people. I'll tell you that for a fact, because some of them talk so a lot of waffle. I've got to be honest, and they need some real talk because some of the Tottenham fans talking rubbish really don't help the situation. But the point I'm making is, and the Hotspur Hippie as well. But they appreciate, they embellish the whole thing about the team, and I can listen to them because they talk about football. But when I hear people telling me, oh, I need to be positive about Postecoglou, I need to be on the train of Postecoglou, I sit there and say, well, what, are you going to shut up about Sol Campbell then? Are you going to shut up about Sol Campbell then? When I'm hearing fans talk about Sol Campbell, which has been for the last 21 years, that happened 21 years ago, and we're still banging on about that rubbish. Yeah, when the guy went over to win trophies, yeah, and we're still going on about it. So they're going to stop. Are you going to tell them to shut up about Sol Campbell? No, you're not. So don't tell me to shut up about Postecoglou then. We'll do that deal then. Yeah? I like Postecoglou. You shut up about Sol Campbell. You're not going to do that, are you? The reality is, we are in a title race right now. The reality is that this is a bang average league right now. And the reality is, we had no expectations this season. I know in my heart what I'm talking about. If you believe me, fine, cool. If you don't believe me, come and have a go. Because Mr. Box Office always says, if you don't know, get to know. That's what I say every single time. Because that's what I do every single time. I say my opinion, and if you agree with me, cool. If you don't, let's have a debate about it. I don't care. And anybody's welcome. And that's it. But I'm not going to buy this whole thing about being balanced or anything like that about Daniel Levy. And I'm not going to buy that the fact we're doing stuff at the moment. No. Even if we're doing things in the transfer window. I said, this guy needs a bad run of games. It needs a time where things are going wrong. And then we'll see whether this is real or not. And this will be a few years' time. I still believe this guy's not going to be here more than 2 years. And that's all I'm saying. It's no change in my mindset. It's no change in my way of thinking, and that's it. And Daniel Levy needs to prove that he's going to stick with a man that he believes in, that he's brought to the club, and stick with his man. And that might even keep Postecoglou here. And I'm not changing. I'm not changing that at all. I'll give him credit for what he's done. I'll give him say things like he said what he said in June. He stuck by it, like the football, like his plan. Like he said I can't have a go at him because of what he said in June. He stuck by what he said in June. Unlike people like Ten Hag, that is doing the complete opposite. Why I think Ten Hag's on thin ice at Man United. If you're sticking by what you're saying, cool. The players will believe in it. The owners have to believe in that. And then it's all going the same way. That's where you should be doing at the end of the day. That's what you should be doing. But at the moment, it's too soon to make a judgment, and that's it. And I know some people agree with me as well, because I know rivals will agree with me. Tottenham Hotspur fans know, because they'll say, well, why are you not believing, Alex? Why are you not believing? Well, because I've got 23 years of proof that things have not gone right before. I've seen this before. And if Postecoglou is the right man and is going to connect with me, we'll be here for the next 4 years. Then I'll get to know him. Not 5 minutes in the season where we had no expectations this season whatsoever. I think that just explains to me why I don't believe in this whole rubbish that we're saying that we need to give credit to Daniel Levy. He got lucky with Postecoglou. He's got a personality. It's saving Daniel Levy. Postecoglou's done well. Cool. But Eddie Howe did well last season. Look what's happened. They're now trying to sell players now. which is quite ironic. Then Man United last season, everyone was liking Ten Hag, don't like him anymore. Funny that. And another question as well to Tottenham fans. If it was that easy for Tottenham Hotspur after that embarrassing season last season to get back up to big heights this season, what do you think other teams are going to do next season? What do you think? We did it like Brighton. We copied Brighton's way, their way of, philosophy. They've, this data-led approach, what Brighton have done. Why can other teams not do that? They look at Tottenham thinking, you know what? I want a bit of that. Man United could just see, so Dave Radcliffe could just say, you know what? I want a bit of that. I want a bit of that. Then you're like competing for players that are similar to what big teams are looking at as well. And then you're looking at it and saying, oh, okay. Interesting. Which is interesting now because that's what we're trying to do with our new, the signing that we're looking at the moment, which it's quite interesting. The Antonio Nusa at the moment. I mean, just go and divert into another thing. Antonio Nusa. Teams are looking at him because they're all looking at the same pool of players at the moment, which is not a surprise because everyone's trying to get a little bit ahead of the game a little bit, which is quite funny now because it used to be a situation where you had top teams looking for the top players, but now it's just looking at for those those gems now that Tottenham Hotspur are trying to get. And what Brighton have done over the years, which they've done over the years, that's the thing. That's why I say consistency is very key for Tottenham at the moment to convince the doubters at the moment, like myself at the moment, that they can stick to a plan. Because that's the most important thing. We've proven over the years that we've not done that. That's the thing at the end of the day. I think that's where I have my issue at the moment. And people like Nusa, which people have said, oh, we're really excited about him because we've had the Doji, we've had Van der Ven, obviously, we've had Poro, we've had signings like that before. We've had signings that we've put back on loan and they've worked out really well. Sarr, that has been on loan over the seasons as well. And, look at how he's playing at the moment. Now, I think that's putting a lot of pressure on the boy. He has, he has got a lot. He's very raw. He has got something about him. I've seen clips of him. I've seen a match of his, and he does look good. He definitely looks very good. He's got very good touch on him. Honestly, the stats, and I've looked at his scouting report as well. Very good in terms of quality on the ball. Very good dribbler. It's really about now him. If we do bring him in, he would be a very good signing to bring in, definitely. But he will take time. He will take time. I also have heard from the grapevine as well that he has developed himself even more stronger, more strength, which is something that you can't say about Gil. Gil, they call him Gil Messi for some reason. I don't know why. Someone needs to tell me why. I don't know. I've got absolutely no idea why. Why anybody would do that? I've got no idea. But that's how it is, isn't it? That's how it is. People just don't. I've got no idea. I've got absolutely no idea. But great comment, Raymond Son. Why choose Spurs? I'll tell you why. Alex's dad. Blame him. Big up to Alex's dad. But that's to answer your questions, Raymond Son. But for me, I think it's quite clear for me that this guy's got something about him. He's definitely got something about him. It's a bit worrying about his idol though, Neymar. Not a fan of Neymar. I've got to be honest. I do respect him. I do respect him because he's a goal scorer. And Alex's brother reminded me of this. Alex's brother did remind me of this. He said to me, yeah, he's the biggest goal scorer in Brazil. All-time goal scorer, I think it is. If I get that wrong, someone in the chat tell me. But he definitely, he's definitely got something about him. Actually, you know what? While we're on the subject, I just want to see. Yeah, let me just get this up here. Big up to everybody in the chat. I hope you're liking the stream and sharing the stream as well. Big up to everybody. I'm nearly up to 1,000 subscribers. If you can help me out, big time. I think we're nearly up to 940. And I think that's up to, I think there's 60 subscribers to 1,000. And it'll be a really big achievement for me to get to 1,000 subscribers. And thank you for all the support. Thank you for everyone liking the stream before. And it'll be really nice if we can get to that feat in the month as well. I am trying to do more streams. But like I said before, Alex, Mr. Box Office Alex has been trying to refresh, reset, restart, being in gym work, getting this body ready for the summer. Because like I said before, it's all about mental health and also about enjoying life, and that's it. That's why I can't stand people that say you need to be happy. Honestly, just the most patronizing people in the world saying, "Oh, just be happy." Shut up. Honestly, it just makes me feel even worse. It just makes it even worse when people say that, because I say, well, for Postecoglou, because it says that, well, I just don't like him even further now. You know what I mean? It's like Jacob says, it's like, if you're going to criticize me for my, celebrating signings, I'm just going to get even worse. I'm just going to be down the other way, and that's it. So just stop going on. You know what I mean? Just allow me to be who I am, and that's it. It's just it just don't make any sense at all. But just looking at his scout report, Noosa, he looks like a very good dribbler, 17-year-old, well, 18 years old, can play in the middle, centre, right. I think I've heard that he can play on the left. His comparison is to Neymar, the Norwegian Neymar. Again, I do question that. I mean, I'd rather be. I think I'd be more impressive if his idol was Ronaldo or Rivaldo or Ronaldinho. Those are people that really achieved something, haven't they? But again, he's a good goal scorer, a big goal scorer. I think I'm more criticised Neymar because I just think he could do more. He went to PSG, and why? He's got so much in his pocket. I think he could have done more. It's like the French striker, I can't remember now. Oh my gosh, it's really bad. This is really bad. But yeah, I just think he could have done more in his career, especially domestically. I mean, for me, the best players like Messi, Ronaldo, Modric, they tested themselves with the best. I just feel that he was the third wheel in the trio of Suarez and Messi. And yeah, he was the number one guy in Brazil. Yes, he was, because he scored goals. But I just feel that he could have done so much more. I just think, there's a reason why he didn't achieve the best player in the world, because I just think he didn't do enough for me. Like the greats, Ronaldo, Rivaldo, Ronaldinho, those pushed themselves to be the best. I think he was more bothered about things out of football rather than what he was doing on the pitch, I think, for me. I think Brazil was really important for him as well. Mbappe, that was it, Mbappe. That was it. Mbappe. I think for Mbappe, for me, he's got the quality, Mbappe, but I just feel he's wasted at PSG. I just think he's really wasted at PSG, and for me, if you want to be the best, go and test yourself at the best. Real Madrid. What is your issue going to Real Madrid? You know, I don't get it. You know, it just no, it's not good. It's not good. I think you know, I'm not a fan. I've got to be honest, not a fan. But big up to everybody in the chat. Big up to everybody. Also for waiting as well. Lateness is greatness, like they say. Big up to everybody in the chat as well. I just need to say hello to some people because it has been more than half an hour and people have been commenting as well. Big up to you, Kitchen King. Big up to you because I've been watching. Big up to you for supporting. Sorry that I didn't do a stream yesterday, but big up to you. Big up to you. Big up to you, Smith. Big up to you. How you doing? Big up to you. Big up to you, Ellie. Big up to you, Ellie. Big up to you, Ellie. You're the real one. You're the real one, Ellie. The Queen Ellie. The big up to you. Big up to you. Big up to Scott M. Big up to you. Big up to you, Mark Cousins. Big up to you. Big up to you, Raymond's son. Big up to you, Ellie. Big up to you. Big up to you. Couldn't call it. Big up to you. Big up to you, CM Sports. Big up to you, San Antonio Hotspur. Big up to you. Big up to you. Big up to everybody in the chat. Big up to everybody. Hope you're all well. Enjoying the start of the year, even though it's really cold. Well, it's not cold today, but it was cold last week. It was really cold last week. I've got to be honest. To the point where I was just like, oh my gosh. I hate this time of year. Honestly. Absolutely hate this time of year. Can't wait to the summer. I know there's no football in the summer, but to be honest with you, we've got the Euros, haven't we? But I just can't stand this part of the year. I really do not like this part of the year at all. But yeah, as I said before, but yeah, it was Mbappe. I think Mbappe for me is just not. He should go to Real Madrid and test himself with the best. I don't understand it. Really don't understand it at all. But going back onto the subject of Antonio Nusa, a very good player. It looks like he's got the tools to become a very good player. He does, he does progress the ball really well. He does. In the final third, this is his problem. I think the final third, he's not very good. It's that final product, but I think that's a lot with lots of players these days. So I mean, I think for me that needs to improve, and that will come with coaching and that's really, really important that he's got that coaching ability. I hope what I don't want him to do is stop this dribbling ability. The dribbling ability, if he does come, I think hopefully that stays, because I think there's too many players now these days that don't use that dribbling ability now. It's coached out of them, and I don't like that. I do agree with that, and I think we saw that with Grealish at Man City. He was a fantastic player, and I thought he's more of a maverick at Aston Villa. Since he's been at Man City, I don't see that much of that dribbling ability he's got. And, that's what you love. You love that sort of dribbling ability, just getting past a player, going past a couple of players. It gets you excited, doesn't it? It gets you really excited, like your David Ginolas, like your Gareth Bells. It just gets you off your seat and just gets you like, yeah, that's what we really want to see. Yeah, that's what we really want to see. Yeah, just getting past a player, But, that's what I don't get with Kulu, by the way, because Kulu just, oh my gosh, don't get me started with him. And I think, oh gosh, some of the excuses I've heard about him, honestly, don't get me started. Do not get me started on that guy. My gosh. But, Yeah, I think for me that quality that he's got, I think he can really go. You know what I mean? I think that's really important that we can enhance it. You know, it reminds me of Ronaldo when he came to Manchester United. He had the minerals there. He had the stuff there for him to develop, and they developed him into that player. But when he started scoring goals, then he bring in assists. That's when he was just up there. He was up there, and he was getting better and better and better. And it was the players around him that he was making better around him as well. That's the main thing as well. You know, and this is where I concern about some of the players today. They have one good season and they don't get better, and that's what I'm just hoping. That's the way that they can just get better. You know, that's it's on the player to want to develop the game, to bring them other stuff, to other dimensions to the game. You know, so maybe they want to play up front. Maybe they want to use, you know, opportunities to play on the wing. You know, maybe play in the centre, have a free role. You know, because that makes them a variety and give them a bit of more variety about their game. You know, and I think a lot of players have more one-dimensional. You know, they can play one position and they're named that position and that's it. That's all they can do. And I think for this player, Nusa, you can see there are things there that he can do, but I think he can do so much more. You know, and I think if we do bring him in, I think it's important that we give him time, see how it goes, and yeah, see how it goes, and that's it. And I think that's very, very important, really important for Tottenham to do that. But again, this deal's not done yet, from what I'm hearing. This deal's still got a lot to go at the moment. Tottenham are trying to get it done quickly because I think they see the potential in this signing. So you know, we'll see what happens over time, and that's it. Another player I wanted to talk about that I thought was very, very interesting that came about in my and in my what I've came across as well, and I just wanted to just look into the comments because there's one comment that's just come up. If I got that wrong, I do apologise if I butchered your name. But he says, Gil excels at this. And I said, well, I've not seen it, mate. I've not seen it. I've got to be honest. I've not seen it the last how many years. The problem I have with Gil knew that he needs to get a bit stronger in, you know, strength-wise, and he hasn't done it. You know, you look at Scarlett, when he came to Tottenham, he looked very small, you know, very weak, you know, and that would be for a young player, yes. Since he's come back, you see he's grown. He's gone taller, stronger, and you can see that he's ready. He's ready for a battle now, you know, and that's what I mean by frustration with Gil. He's very lightweight, unfortunately. Gil, and I don't think he's got the message yet, and that's what frustrates me about Gil. And yeah, that's why I think we should just sell him. To be honest with you, and I wouldn't mind selling him as well. Just on that subject of selling players. Oh, I saw a deal for Emerson. That's an interesting one. Very interesting one. I've heard a lot of Tottenham fans say, "Oh, got to keep him. We've got to keep him." No. We need to keep him. No. We can't sell him. No, we need him as backup. You know my answer? I'll sell him tomorrow. I'll sell Emerson right now tomorrow. Because as far as I'm concerned, you can get a right back more competent than Emerson. That's got more potential, that can compete with Poro. Poro needs someone to compete with him. I'm not looking for a world-class player. I'm looking for a player that's going to look to learn from him, but also compete with him. Emerson's not going to compete with him. So for me, sell him. If you get 20 million for him, bish bash boss, done. Sorry, done. Because that's the best offer you can get for Emerson. Because he's not a defender. He's proven that. So I don't listen to people that tell me that he was the best statistical defender against Burnley. Burnley were absolutely pathetic up front. Yeah, they were toothless up front. That doesn't count. Yeah. If he played it in the centre of defence against Man City, we get absolutely crucified. The only reason why we didn't crucify the Etihad is because we had a team that were actually competent up front. That was the reason. Yeah, we kept on going. That's it. That's it. But let's be honest here. He got saved his ass how many times by a Doji, and that's it. So if the Doji's not there, is he saving his ass? No, he's not. Sorry. No, sorry. I'm not taking that anytime. Sell him. Get rid of him. Get the money and reinvest it somewhere else. There are other competent defenders that you can play up right back that we can be imaginative with. We can, use our imagination how to use the money. There are so many alternatives. Emerson's not one. Emerson is a long line of defenders that we don't really need. He's done well. He's done his job. Well done. Thank you very much. Sell him. Get rid of him, and that's it. I'll do the same with Højbjerg as well. I'll do the same with Gill as well. That's it. I mean, I don't think you can get rid of all three of them anyway, but, I'll just get rid of them. That's it. That's my opinion on Emerson. Sorry. Yeah, so I'm not sold on him at all, and that's it. But let's talk about. I just want to talk about another potential signing that we're linked with, and his name is this man, Arthur Vernon. Arthur Vernon. Now, this is an interesting player, very interesting player. He looks like someone that can play in the six, someone that is very defensively sound, but also can, keep the ball rolling, and that's it. Keep it ticking along, and that's it. Got very good potential. He's got very good potential in terms of, defensively sound, but also can do other things as well. Playing the number, be more a box-to-box midfielder as well, and got that potential as well. Now, for me, he reminds me of someone that used to play for Chelsea. I don't know if you remember this guy. I'm trying to get him right now. It reminds me of Daria, I think it is. I think that's the player. I think it is. He used to play for Real Madrid and used to play for Portsmouth. And I always liked him because he used to play for Arsenal, and I thought he was a very good player. And his name was Lassana Diarra. That was it. Lassana Diarra. He looks like that sort of player. I mean, I know people say that he's similar to Frankie de Jong as well in recent times, but he does remind me of Lassana Diarra when he was defensive midfielder. He actually reminds me of Makelele as well. I don't think he's that great, no, and let's not go over the top. No, Makelele was, he was elite. He was elite guy, definitely. Definitely elite guy. But I think it is quite interesting. He looks a very interesting player for me. Very interesting player for me. I think he's got some good qualities there from what I've seen in clips, especially in his scouting report as well, which I think is quite interesting as well. And the thing I do like at the moment is that we're getting the right players in that are have got the right attitude, and I think this is the key. This is definitely the key. That is very that's helping us as well, because we need hard workers, definitely. And I mean, there's a reason why we're linked with Callum Gallagher, which for me is not. I mean, in the fact that someone says that he runs a lot, I mean, sums it all up. That's why he's he's attracting a lot of people, a lot of teams to him. What we're attracted to buy him, we want potential signing from Chelsea is because he runs a lot. I mean, that should be a fundamental. Being a football player is to run a lot, isn't it? Really, let's be honest. And yeah, I just laugh. I just laugh at that. Really, to be honest with you, that the fact that someone's is we're looking at a player because he runs a lot. I mean, what does that say to you, really? Where's the game going to if we're just going to buy somebody because they run a lot? It doesn't really make a difference, isn't it? Really. But this guy looks very good. I've got to be honest. This guy does look very good in terms of potential signing. Yeah, he might need some growth. I think he's got a lot of growth to make as well. But overall, looks pretty decent. Looks a good player. Does look a good player. And you can see the way that we're going at the moment after Vernon, and that's it. And I think that's an interesting one as well. And you can see where we're going with this, definitely. I also think we need another defender as well. And it's interesting because I'm trying to get the player up right now. But we were linked to another player that for me it has got some good qualities as well, which the only thing I would worry about with him, and I'm trying to get it up right now, do apologize for this, it's just Mr. Bots Office is trying to get this up for you. Big up to everyone in the chat. I hope you're liking the stream. Help, and also it'd be nice to get some subscribers as well towards my target of 1,000 subscribers. Ko Itaka, Takara, I think that's his. Akara, he is. That's the player. From Germany. He plays for Borussia Mönchengladbach. He's got a release clause in the summer of 10 million euro to 15 million euro, it looks like here. Just trying to get his, because I saw a scout report of his as well, which is a very interesting one. Very interesting one. He does have his flaws. I will say that as well from what I've seen from his scouting report. But Japanese defender, very, he looks, he does look like, has some good prospects on him. But he does have his flaws. I will say this as well, because from what I've seen as well, he does have a red card as well. He can get some red cards from what I've heard as well, from what I've seen anyway from his report. But definitely one to watch, definitely, and I can see the plan of what we're trying to do. It's quite interesting as well. But with that, other clubs are going to look at him, because competent defenders are always something that every team wants, and that's it. And that's what players want. They want that sort of thing. They want that sort of. And he is someone that I know that Celtic wanted as well. So when Postecoglou was there at Celtic as well. So he's a very, again, has good passing ability, which is important. He used to play. I think he used to play for. He was on loan from Man City as well, which is interesting. Very interesting. And then Salka had the option of buying him. So it's a very interesting one. He's a, like I said, Japanese defender. He was linked with Ange Postecoglou before to Celtic. He do apologise that we haven't got a picture for him, but actually I could do something about that, but then that might take a bit of time. But yeah, but it gives, he does look like a defender that would be a very good option. Also, would compete with Romero and Van der Ven for those starting spots as well. Which again says to me we need competition for the centre backs, because the centre back pairing. I don't like this whole thing about Van der Ven and Romero being our starting centre backs and no one competing for them. I don't think Dragusin should be a backup. If he's just a backup, well, he's not a good signing then. I don't think it should be a fact that you should have, other defenders as backup. We all know Davies is a backup, even though he's injured at the moment, because straight away when Davies, if Davies was fit, we know that Van der Ven would have got into the team straight away, because that's Van der Ven's a better defender than Davies, which I think that just proved to you that what we don't really appreciate Davies. You know what I mean? Davies is not looked as a first choice defender, and that's the point I make. It's about players competing for their place, so it will make their performance better, and that's it. And that should be for any top club. Top clubs have players competing for their place, and if they're injured or suspended, if a player's playing well in their position, they keep their place. And it's for that player to fight for their place to get back into the team. And it's not for the player just to get back into the team because they're the best player there. No. The only way players lift up their performance if they're competing for their places, and that's it. Like I said, the example of Gareth Bale and Cruncher. Gareth Bale went into the team when Cruncher was injured, and then he ran away with it, played some fantastic football, developed really well on the left wing. Cruncher couldn't get back into the team, and we ended up selling him. That's what happens. You've got to compete for your place. Obviously, there's lots of things here about his drills and stuff, which I'm not really interested in. Let's be honest here. We can go about that all day long, but at the end of the day, yeah, okay, understand this is a defender, but we can see. I need to see more of him from the iron as well as that, and then we can make some judgment from there. But the most important thing is that he's got the ability to defend, and that's it. And I think he's got the ability to have good partnerships with the players that we've got, and can complement the defenders that we've got, and that's it. So it looks like another option that we're looking at the moment. Tottenham Hotspur, Takura, and that's it. So it's a very good option. And I do agree that there's certain options that we do have as well, and that's it. But it'd be some good options there for us, and that's it, definitely. I've just got some questions in the chat, which is important as well. That's why I'd say just get rid of Emerson, because I don't think he's that great. I think we've got Dragusin can play at right back as well, from what I heard as well. So, I think that's worth a try as well, to be honest with you. I think Dragusin might be quite more competent, and that's it. So that's what I'm saying. It's a bang average. If you're talking about Emerson, yeah, I think it is a bang average stat. Our stats bang average. Yes, they are. I can't stand them. I cannot stand stats. Cannot stand stats. That's why I say it's FIFA. And when people try and patronise me with it, I'll sit there and say, well, go and watch a match then. Go to the game then. You know what I mean? Whether you're around the world or not, just go to a game, and then you'll see why stats are not that much. I don't care about stats. You know, you don't think about stats when you're at the game. You just don't think about it. It's the last thing you think about because you can see it on the pitch. So, oh, we can't see everything on the pitch. Cool, but you can see that there's things that, unfortunately, and the thing is that annoys me about the whole thing about stats is that people say, oh, it's not played on paper, but stats is on paper. It's online, so technically it's on paper. So if stats, if the game's not played on paper, why you focus so much on stats? It just don't make sense. You get what I'm saying? It just don't make sense at all. Honestly, it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever, and it makes me just think, why? It absolutely why do that? Why say that? Why do? I just don't know what to say. I don't know what to say anyway. To be honest with you, to tell you the truth, but yeah, just it's one of those things. It is one of those things that I don't understand. I don't understand at all. People are do that anyway, but I don't get it. I do not get it at all. For me, but big up to you, Raymond Son. Big up to you, Donna Cullen. Big up to you. Big up to you. Big up to you. Big up to you. This is not football, Donna Cullen, but anyway, big up to you. Big up to you. Big up to you, Ryan G. Big up to you, Derek Hudson. Big up to you. Happy getting Noosa, but to be honest, really great young player winger. You know what? Yeah, I'll give you credit. I'll give yeah. I do think he is raw. He looks raw. I will have to say that very much looks very raw, but he does look good. He does look on the eye looks very good. You can see that there are fundamentals there that I think. And the thing is, I like about him, he's got the dribbling skill. He wants to try stuff, and you know, great players want to try stuff, and I think that's important for me. You know, you need to, you know, you got to give quality players to do what quality players can do. You know, and I think that's what they need to do, and that's it for me. And if they're not allowed to do that, that's when you don't progress. You know, you can't try out new things. You know, great players are allowed, you know, want to try out new things and try things out, and that's how they become the great players they are today. And that's it. If they weren't allowed to do that and make mistakes, they're not going to become those players, and that's it for me. And you know, we have to wait and see. I think we're making a judgment on something at the moment, but we don't know what's going to happen at the moment. But it's going to be interesting, very, very interesting. I've got to be honest, very interesting. Big up to you, Madza. But big up to you, big up to you. Allowing Phillips and Dorrington to break through is 27-28. Allowing, but yeah, well, you know what? The whole thing with Phillips really winds me up. Really winds me up. Especially the fact that he played really well for Plymouth. He was like man of the match in one of the matches. And now everybody's making a big deal saying, oh, he's doing really well. Oh, he looks really good. So why was he not playing for Tottenham? I was hearing all the excuses under the sun saying, oh, we can't play. He's not ready. He's not ready. He's not ready. Well, his first game for Plymouth, he looks good. He's the man of the match. Well, he's the player of the match. So I misspoke. Player of the match. So what does that say to you? But Postecoglou says he's not ready. And it's a build. See why I'm sceptical? But we were okay to play Dyer that we've given away to Bayern Munich. We're okay to play Emerson in central defence. When he was absolutely useless. And he was absolutely useless against Bournemouth. To a point where Udoji was saving his ass every single time. I don't get it. Don't get it. But it's good for him. It's good for him. He needs his loan. He needs time on the pitch, and hopefully he does well. I've heard that Scarlett's Parrot is doing well as well, which is good as well. But again, we went over the top about him, didn't we? Look what happened there. You know, young players go through young things. You know, when you're a young person, you go through young things. You go through things when you're young. You know, you make your mistakes when you're young. You know, you're not going to be perfect. You know, it's one of the reasons why I don't really go over the top about Bellingham, because Bellingham's been absolutely fantastic. One of the reasons why I criticise Mbappe when I see Bellingham, because he's taken a chance on himself, and look what he's doing at the moment at Real Madrid, and he's one of the top players for England. But I know that he'll go through some down time, you know, because that's what young players do. They go through these things. That's what it's all about, growing up. You know, I wouldn't be, you know, these things that people say about these young players. It's just like it's ridiculous. It's like, well, you're young. You make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. I don't get it. You know, it's just really I don't get it. Honestly, do not get it. But big up to everyone in the chat. Big up to everybody in the chat, and big up to everybody that is watching. Big up to everybody that's watching the stream today. Big up to you. If you can help me today, help me to get to 1,000 subscribers. Also like the stream as well. Big up to you. Big up to everybody, and if you can like the stream, also get me up to 1,000 subscribers. That would really be appreciated. It would be really heartwarming if we can get up to that for the channel. Because it would be good. It'd be good. It'd be good to, especially that the channel's been going for quite a while now, and it'd be really nice as well. And yeah, just really good as well. Big up to everybody in the chat as well, and that's it. And I'm just gonna say hello to a few people, because there is some more people in the chat as well. If you have any questions in the chat as well, because we are going into the third subject soon. And she said the personality ability, great person who's puts the hard work, improve. He spent 1 million to improve himself. I think Ange appreciates him. Yeah, listen. Okay, fair enough. He's done well. He's done a lot for himself, you know, personally, Emerson. But unfortunately, he can't compete with Porro. Porro is, I mean, defensively against Man United, he wasn't great. I think he saved him with the crosses that he made for the goals and stuff. But for me, I just don't think you can teach somebody like Emerson to be a footballer, and he's not a good footballer. Ultimately, he does a job like Højbjerg. Look what we're trying to do with Højbjerg. We're trying to sell him. Unfortunately, I think for me, he's just not good enough, and that's just my thoughts on it, and that's it. I put a poll out there as well. Quite simple, quite easy. Do you think Daniel Levy needs credit? Quite simple poll. If you want to put your thoughts on that, and that's it. It would take it from there, and that's it. Big up to Naz OG. Big up to you. Big up to you. The rejects Kulu, Emerson, not consistent enough. Sorry. Yeah, I agree. To be honest with you, I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say on that, to be honest with you. Big up to you, JJ. Big up to you, Paul G. Sorry, got to push back here. Stats do matter. Watch a Moneyball, and see how early Danny Saladis was able to great upper hand on teams that passed the eye test. I hear what you're saying, Raymond Son, but I will never ever care about stats. Sorry, I'm just not that guy. I'm an old school guy from the 90s, like I said, and I'm not that guy. I'm just not that guy. I respectfully don't agree with you there on that. On that, unfortunately, just I'm not. I don't. I don't come and watch football for stats. I just don't. It just doesn't interest me whatsoever. And whether people agree with me or not, I get it. Fair enough, but it's just not me. Sorry, it's just not me. And I get where you're coming from. I want to see that. I need to see that Moneyball movie. By the way, I really do need to see that Moneyball movie. But just not for me. I'm not there with stats. You know what I mean? It's just not there at all. I just think you can determine things by just what you see and make your own judgment on it. Whether people agree with you or not, that's up to them. But for me, I've watched football for a long time now, so I know what's good and what's bad. You know, and I know what's overhyped, and certainly I know that this is, certain things that I'm not going to go over the top about, and certain things I will, and that's it. Simple. That's it, really, for me. But big up to you. Big up to you. Big up to you. Big up to you, Ryman G. Big up to you. Big up to you, everybody in the chat. Big up to you. Alex, he's got us to Champions League semis, the League Cup, consistent Europe, Levy. So is it his fault? Listen, okay. The point I'm making is that unfortunately we didn't win anything. We didn't get over the line, and we haven't really strengthened from a point of strength. Unfortunately, this whole thing with Postecoglou and the thing with Conte before, you can see that what's happened is that we've tried to recover things and try and help ourselves because we've things have gone wrong. So this is when we've had to sort things out and try and go again. But why are we not doing that from a point of strength? And that's where I have my issue with Daniel Levy. The culture with the fans that we are at the moment is down to the club. The way that I think at the moment is because of the club. It's not because of anyone else. It's because of the club. They've made this culture around this club. And I put the example out like this. Chelsea fans have got a new owner in the American owner. And they're now doing a slow build now with Pochettino. So you're going to tell Chelsea fans that we're used to winning cups after cups after trophy after trophy after trophy with Roman Abramovich, sacking managers when they weren't successful, when they were down the doldrums, if they weren't doing well, weren't up there competing. You're telling Chelsea fans to be patient after being through that era of winning things and being ruthless with their managers. You can't change a culture just like that. It doesn't work after 5 minutes. It works over time, and then you have to see the end goal. Fans need to see the end goal for them to say, yeah, I see what you're doing now. And you can't change a culture just like that. Certain fans our fan base will do it, yes, because we're desperate for success. But I think for me, they need to change a culture at the club, and that's going to take time for me to change at the moment because they've embedded that culture in me. They've embedded that culture in me, which I can't change because I'm told to change. I've got to change because it feels right, organic. And at the moment, it's not organic for me to change my ways, change my opinion on certain things. And it's like Chelsea fans at the moment. Chelsea fans you can't change Chelsea fans when they're used to certain things before. You can't change them. They need to see the end result of this for them to change. And then they'll say, oh, I see what you're trying to do. But it needs to see first for them to get on board with it. Because the only way they know is what under Roman Abramovich. And they were on board with that because they were winning stuff. Whether you agree with it or not, that's what got them trophies, got them Champions League, got them Premier Leagues, got them the players that they had to get them over the line. They were ruthless. This Chelsea isn't ruthless. And that's where they can't do it. And this is where I have the issue with Daniel Levy. It was nice to get 2 League Cups, yes, but I've been embarrassed most of my years being a Tottenham fan. The disappointment is endless. So I hear what you're saying, Truth set you free. I do hear you. But yeah, I'm not there. I'm not there at the moment for that. I've got to be honest. But big up to you. Big up to you. Donna Cullen says, Mr. Box Office, what are your thoughts on Jorgensen and Romero at the back line? I would say at the moment, Romero saved himself against Man United in the second half. I didn't think too much of Van der Ven, I've got to be honest as well, to be honest with you. But, you know, I think you play those two against Man City in the FA Cup. Yes, 110%. Yes, you do. But I just think for me, yeah, we need Dragston competing. I know it's short time right now, but you need to put your message. You need to make a statement. You know what I mean? Say, okay, Romero, Van der Ven, you keep playing well, because if you don't play well, I'm taking your place, bruv. I'm taking your place. I know we can play a 3 as well, which is handy as well, which I think is a good plan. It's a very good plan, I've got to be honest. But yeah, I'm not sold on just I think really at the moment Jorgensen needs to do more. You know, he needs to compete for that centre back spot because that will lift up the performance of Romero and Van der Ven, and especially if they get injured. And that's it for me. He does look a very competent defender. I've got to be honest. He's a very good defender. He just reminds me of Van Dijk. Very comfortable defending. He's good on the ball as well. I've seen it. I've seen the match when he was playing as well. I've looked back on, and he looks very competent as a defender. So it looks a very good sign. I understand why people are getting excited because he looks someone that can really develop under Ange's system. I think, and that I don't like saying Ange's system, but that's the thing now. Don't know how to say it. You know what I mean? It's like it's a thing now to say that. To be on Twitter and X, which don't get me started. Instagram. Let's Insta somebody. Oh my gosh. Get me out of here. Honestly, don't get me started. Honestly. But yeah, that's the way it is these days, isn't it? Bloody hell. Big up to everybody in the chat. Truth, Dole Denton, big up to you. Truth, that's bullshit. Overachieving managers got the buff, while Levy kept handbrake on. He still got the handbrake on. Yeah, well, I think I've explained myself already on that. I just don't like people going over the top saying that we need to give him credit when he's only this has only been 5 minutes and that's it for me. But yeah, that's my opinion, and that's it. Raymond Song comes with another question. Do you think you should sell the sell? Yes, 110%. The guy should have gone in the summer. I knew he was twerking for a move, and that's why he started playing well as well. Got to be honest. Why is he still here? Why is he still here? Someone tell me. You know what I mean? And everyone was twerking for him, saying, "Oh, he played well." No, he didn't. He didn't. I thought Kulu was better. I've been calling him a reject. Bentancur, that's how you play as a centre midfielder. Make yourself known. And I've been calling him a reject as well from Juventus. He was quality against Man United. best player on the pitch, deserved player of the match, 110%. He was the one that got us through the game. He's the one that got us the draw against Man United. That goal was brilliant. Give AKA Shane Long, AKA Timo Werner, some credit that he gave the a good 1-2 with him. Well done to him. He needs to do more though. Maybe score some goals. I mean, with Richarlison scoring goals, tap-ins, you know what I mean? Tap-ins, and we're still going over the top about him. But anyway, moving on. The things that I hear about Johnson as well. The things I hear about Johnson, oh my gosh, that was a good one. Johnson. No, it's not Richarlison. A below-average Emil Heskey. The below-average Emil Heskey, Richarlison. Because there was an Emil Heskey before. Like everybody forgets, there was an Emil Heskey. But yeah, I mean, it's funny how people are saying about Johnson and Werner, and people forget this was Ange's choice. This was Ange's choice. He said yes to these signings, and it's like, oh no, we can't blame Ange. They just offered it to him. He said yes. I'm like, no, but he can say no. He can say no, but he said yes to it. He wanted him. So this is on Ange because he wanted these two players. So I don't want to hear no moaning. I don't want to hear any defending. This, he needs to make this work. I'm not pointing the finger at him. I'm just saying that you can't start having a go at it. Remember, this is Ange's choice. Johnson was Ange's choice. So there's no going over the top about it. Let's just be honest here. You know? It's funny that anyway. It's funny that people say that anyway. But yeah, it's, you know, I just want to let's get into the next subject. Number 3. Let's get into the next subject. It's number 3, thoughts on the league so far. I'm going to be very honest with you. This league is open this season. Very open this season. Anybody in that top 5 has got a chance of winning the league. I say it's a bang average league. I don't rate it. I don't think it's quality. No one's consistent enough. I think there's a lot of players that did well last season, the season before. You're not seeing them this season. And I think for me, it is. I mean, Ryan said it in the chat. Big up to you, Ryan. Says we'll still win it, and I do agree. I think the thing that I've always said, I've maintained this. We have got a chance to win the league. Yes, we have. We shouldn't have any chance of winning the league. No, we shouldn't have a chance. We shouldn't have a chance at all. We shouldn't be nowhere near. But the team that puts a run together 10, 11 games or wins don't lose, will win the league. Will win the league. And that should be Man City. Liverpool are setting the pace at the moment. I'll be honest with you, I wasn't impressed with them against Bournemouth. I watched them, I sat there and thought, this league is so open. And I sat there and I did. Yeah, after that second half, they started turning up in the second half, but I wasn't impressed with them. I thought they were lucky against us at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, but I just wasn't. It just didn't really impress me at all. Really, their performance. I wasn't there with it, and it was just very. Yeah, it wasn't a very good first half. I've got to be honest. I switched it off, and I was surprised it ended up being 4-0. To be honest with you, but yeah, ultimately. Yeah, I do think it is a very open league, but I think it's Man City's to lose. I think they're wiping their hands, they're rubbing their hands at the moment because no one's taking advantage of their bad form. And I understand they've had bad form because it's very difficult to, do something better than winning the treble like they did last season, putting all that energy into last season as well. You know, it's just you know, it is one of those things, isn't it? Really. But big up to everybody in the chat as well. I think Arsenal. I mean, you can't take their win against Crystal Palace seriously. Crystal Palace, in my opinion, Crystal Palace made the big mistake sacking Patrick Vieira. I think they went backwards with Roy Hodgson. No disrespect, but I just think they panicked. They should have kept him. You know, these things do take time for it to be embedded, and you do go through these problems. Unfortunately, and this is where Tottenham are going to find these problems next season. When you put expectations on the season, that's where you see the problems. That's where you see the problems of Tottenham Hotspur, of teams. And Tottenham Hotspur have never really achieved anything after a good season. Never gone on to do better than the season they had before. I think I can remember a season when we lost the league to Leicester City, and then we ended up being second the following season. But then the following season after that, when it was at Wembley, we fell off that season. And I think it was at Man City that won the league that season. I think it was. I can't remember now. Someone can tell me in the chat. But yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, I wasn't. I mean, for me, I do feel Tottenham will struggle next season. I think I stick by what I say. We're going to have to do better, much better. I think players are going to have to lift up the performance even more next season. The likes of Doji, likes of Vicario, the likes of Poro, the likes of Van der Ven, the likes of Romero. You know, they're going to have to lift up the performance massively, because now teams know about them. They're going to have to find another dimension to their game, and this is where I think Postecoglou knows this as well, because you know, I don't think he actually realizes how difficult it is to go again the following season. You know, I think I don't think Tottenham fans. I think people say that Tottenham Hotspur are going to have a great future ahead of them. I don't think it's straightforward as that. Like I said, because look at Newcastle, look at Chelsea at the moment, look at Brighton. You know, they love De Zerbi, but he's having a difficult season now because he's in Europe and he's got to cope with injury. He's got to cope with using his squad, and that's it. So it's not as straightforward as what people think. I don't think it is. I think it's. I don't. When people say the future looks bright, I think you just got to wait till next season and see what happens. I think that's just ultimately what they need to do. I don't get this whole thing of this whole narrative that we're going to do well next season. I think we've got to have a very good transfer window next season. Yeah, in summer, yeah, and I think players are going to have to lift up performances even more. You know, I think you're putting yourself. I don't think Tottenham being in the Champions League this next season is going to help them. I'll be honest with you. I don't think it will. I don't think it will. You know, I think being in Europa League, I think that's a competition we can try and win. I think Tottenham need to find competitions that we can win, because that builds up that winning mentality. You know, and I think that's the only way. Because unfortunately, when you don't win, these players that are okay, you might have long contracts with them. They're going to be twerking for another move, because they'll look at teams like Real Madrid, Barcelona, you know, your Bayern Munich, even though they're doing absolutely rubbish this season. You know, your Man United, you know, you look at your big teams, Man City, you know, your Liverpools, you know, they'll look at those sides and say, you know what, I want a bit of that because I want trophies. There's no loyalty in football now, you know, and Tottenham Hotspur fans know this already. Look at what I spoke to you about already. You know what I mean? Big up to Andy. Andy, big up to you. Big up to you, mate. Big up to you. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Big up to you. Yeah, thank you, Ryan G. Big up to you. Chelsea was after Leicester. Yeah, I think that was, yeah. Big up to everybody. Please like and subscribe. It'd be nice to get some subscribers as well. Been losing subscribers, but you know that's how it is. When you got an opinion like what I do, you're gonna lose subscribers, aren't you? But Mr. Box Office is never going to change, never going to change, never will change. And big up to Raymond Song as well. As that's it. I mean, he's asked a question, which is a fair question. Which is a fair question. Big up to you, Philly. Big up to you. Yeah, some of Wolf speak volumes. I think, like I say, Philly, I think at the end of the day, we'll see what happens in the next couple of seasons. We'll have to see whether they really back it. I think it will be a very difficult season for Tottenham next season because there's expectations. The problem is there's expectations. We didn't have expectations. You know, we didn't have expectations this season. We all thought it was if we could get at least sixth. That's a good season for Tottenham. We're getting Champions League this season, and we could get Champions League this season, a possibility, and could even do more. That's a very good season for Tottenham. Let's be honest. For what we were before, for what we thought we were, where we were, that's a very good season, definitely. Whether that is going to help us or hinder us, I think that just puts some more target on our back. And that's it for me. And, you know, that's what good teams have to do. They've got to go again and go better the following season. And that's where my question mark is at the moment. Because the pressure's on. You know, you can say whatever you want. People think I'm talking rubbish, but the pressure is on us to do well next season. You know, the problem is with our fans at the moment, we big up our players too much. We make our players look like they're world-class players, and we're not world-class players. We're not there yet. You know what I mean? You know, you don't just you big up the teams that are winning trophies. That's the thing. This is where I had I just thought it was so embarrassing with Will and Stefan. They were talking about players that were playing who haven't even played for us yet, by the way. Play for their clubs, by the way, and saying how many Champions League they've got. And I was just like, if that was Arsenal in the 90s, 2000, they wouldn't be talking about that. They would just talk about, we won this trophy, 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 this trophy. And I'm like, but people making excuses for it. And I'm like, why? Why? I don't get it. You know, I lose it. I lose it with some people, definitely. But you know, this is the problem because we've been starved of so much success. We're starting to big up players saying that we've got Human Song, we got this, we got that, we got this. But these players, Human Song we were lucky with Human Song because he loved the club so much he stayed at Tottenham. But you saw with other players like Walker, for instance, he said, "Sorry, I'm gone. I want trophies. I want trophies." That's it, simple. You know, Sol Campbell went because he wanted trophies. Sheringham went because he wanted trophies. Stephen Carr left because he wanted trophies. And people don't remember Stephen Carr. Foyth left, then went to Villarreal and won trophies. So where's it? I mean, honestly, where are we going with this? Everton left because he wanted to win trophies. Berbatov left because he wanted to win trophies. Robbie Keane left to win trophies. Carrick left to win trophies. These are all players that we love. We thought were fantastic players. But ultimately, they wanted to go because they wanted to win trophies. You can play great football. But at the end of the day, it's about winning trophies. There's a reason why people say, even though I can't stand the guy, I cannot stand the guy. Yes, Gareth Bell, big up to Ryan G, by the way. Big up to Ryan G, really helping me out, by the way. Big up to you, Bob. I mean, I've just lost my thoughts now. I mean, it's just one of those things that I don't get it. You know, I don't get it. You know, Son stayed because he loved Tottenham. That's it. If he had any ambition, he would have left Tottenham. I knew he didn't have any ambition when he stayed at Tottenham because he had opportunity. You know, he signed that contract, and I sat there and thought, look at the mess of Tottenham. You still stay at Tottenham. Good on you, bruv. But really, honestly, when your nation's telling you to leave, respect to you. You know, anyway, it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. You know, and I think this is the thing. You know, and I think that's what's frustrating for me is with staff of success because we've not seen trophies. Listen, I praise Postecoglou for his football. Yeah, great. But anyway, it only can go so far. This is why we said about Poch. And the players know this already. This is why it's an interesting league right now because we are in a title race by default, because we shouldn't be nowhere near. But at the end of the day, no one's taking advantage of what's going on at the moment. For me, Man City should be winning this league at 110%. Because Arsenal are just not consistent enough. Liverpool, I don't think they feel impressive enough for me. And I don't think it's just because of Salah. I'm just not there with them at the moment. Then you got Aston Villa. They've got a chance, but they have messed up the last couple of games and dropped points when it's important to get those points and win points. So it's one of those things really for me. It's one of those things, and I don't know. It's one of those things that I can't. I think there's a lot of things that I don't really know what to say on that at the moment. But for me, definitely, we are in a title race. We are, and because how many points away from the top, and that's it. Now, whether that is, I think we'll fall away. I think that's I don't think we're good enough to do it. Definitely not. But it's for the teams at the top to do what they need to do, get that run. Like I said, anybody puts that run together, which should be Man City, should be, they should definitely achieve what they want to achieve, and that's it. Big up to everybody in the chat. Big up to everybody in the chat. I'm going to get the poll up. If you haven't voted on the poll, please vote in the poll. If anybody's got that up as well, because I haven't got that on my screen at the moment. But yeah, just anybody, big up everybody in the chat. Big up to everybody in the chat as well. I'm going to wrap up the show soon. We'll get more of this. You will get more of this. Big up to everybody watching as well. Please like and subscribe. Please help me get to 1,000 subscribers. Really close. I think we're about 60 odd from getting to 1,000 subscribers. So it would be a very nice feat to get it. Well, nice start to the year to get to 1,000 subscribers. Definitely. And if you haven't voted on the poll, please vote on the poll because we'll be closing that soon. Really clear question, really. Why do you think Daniel Levy deserves credit or not? And that's it. Just need to get the poll up myself. Just give me a second. Or was going to try and get the poll up, but it's technology just failed me. Well, actually, I will get it up now. Just spare me a second now. Yeah, I'll just get it up now. Just got it up now. I haven't seen one. Oh, you haven't seen it? Oh well, if it's not there, it's not there. I do apologise for that if that is the case. It is technology. It is very much technology. Do apologise, but oh, it's not up. It's not up. Yeah, I do apologise, guys. I do apologise, guys. I thought that was up. Yeah, big up to everybody in the chat. Thank you for the 30 likes. But let's get it up. Let's get it up. Let's get that up. Yeah, that just didn't. It hasn't come up. No, it hasn't. It hasn't come up, hasn't it? Yeah, please subscribe as well. Really would appreciate it because I do. You know, we want to get to 1,000 subscribers this month. That'd be great as well. You will get more of this. I want to do this more on the regular. The problem is that with me at the moment is that, like I said, Alex has got more things to do as well. You know, yeah, we'll get the poll up next time. We'll get the poll up next time. I think I unfortunately set up and it hasn't worked this time. But like I said, put technology, you know, more technology, and that's it. You will get more of the best, the worst, and bang average. I do enjoy those series, and less reactive ones as well. To be honest with you, because you know, I want to see what I actually enjoyed about Tottenham Hotspur, what I thought was bang average about Tottenham Hotspur, and what was worst thing about Tottenham Hotspur in my top 5, and that's really enjoyable as well. And you get some new content as well, less reactive content. You know, you might put some transfers in as well. But yeah, might add those to the Tottenham streams to the streams as well. Big up and get a little bit more about my thoughts on things. I mean, I think the two players that we are linked with, they look good, but you know, I'm still skeptical whether they will do it, and that's it. It depends on what happens long term, and that's it for me. And you know, we have to see. We won't do any watch-alongs though, Ryan G. No, that's something that I know a lot of channels are doing that. Unfortunately, Mr. Box Office has not got the time, and that's it for me for that. Because, like I say, Mr. Box Office is reset. Well, at its reset, restart, meaning doing exercise. You know, thinking about his mental health. Think about. No, I'm not saying but it's important to keep your mind at it and enjoying life, and that's it really, and that's important for everybody, because it's hard times at the moment for people at the moment, and we do recognize that. That's why I'm not giving credit to somebody that is not going through hard times at the moment. Daniel Levy is getting the benefits of the fan base that love Tottenham Hotspur, and putting up ticket prices for people that can't go to the games, and making it impossible to go to games now these days. Sorry, a guy doesn't deserve credit. And some of the rubbish I've heard saying, "Oh well, inflation, everything else." Well, it's easy for you to say that because people out there are struggling. People are homeless at the moment. Struggling at the moment. And then people start saying, "Well, tough luck." Well, when it's tough luck for you, we'll see what happens. Tough luck for you. I wonder what you're going to be saying then. Anything can happen. Anything can happen to anybody in life. Anything can happen. And so one thing that Alex has taught me, to be humble. To be humble. Yeah, people will say, "Oh, you're not humble on stream." Wait a minute here. I've got a load of egos I've got to deal with on stream. So ego versus ego, that's what happens. You've got to battle with them. And that's it. But when it's real life, Alex is humble. And like I said before, you don't need to know about Alex. You only know Alex when you deserve to know Alex. Only the people that are real deserve to know Alex. All you're going to get to know is Mr. Box Office, the main event, the Professor of Truth and Entertainment, the ratings killer, Tottenham Hotspur's nightmare, and the people's guilty pleasure, and that's it. And if you don't know, get to know. And yes, Ryan, Mr. Box Office is showing up to the game against Man City. Thanks to Danny. Big up to Danny, even though he's deluded. But big up to him all the same, and that's it. And they need to get to know that as well, and that's it. But yeah, when I hear the rubbish saying, because I've heard some excuses saying, well, it's inflation. That's how things are. Things get expensive. Well, that's why people are struggling at the moment. And when it's going through hard times, especially for children, what are you going to say to them? Everyone deserves an opportunity in life. And I think people need to remember that. It's not just for the rich. Football is for everyone. And we make a big deal about making it about for everyone. So why am I celebrating somebody that has got lucky to take over a club? And that's it. And let's be honest here. Thank you, Raylan Song. Big up to you, bruv. But unfortunately, I think Sean chickens out of debates because he doesn't want to get bantered. He's too bothered about his subscriber count, and that's it. Because oh yeah, remember what happened when he was absolutely doing nothing? You know what I mean? When he had no subscribers. Oh, he asked Mr. Box Office to come on his channel. He don't ask Mr. Box Office to come on his channel anymore. Interestingly enough, it'd be nice to see him actually debate Marlon as well. That'd be good as well. Because unfortunately, big people, when you're big time, people want to debate you, and that's how it is. I don't waste my time with people like Jay, who just talks a load of waffle, and then complains that people complain at him. I'm not having to go. I'm not saying that I defend people that go at him personally. That's not right. No, but people saying that he's complaining about people having a go at him. Well, bro, you're giving it big time, giving it big bollocks, and now all of a sudden now you don't like the attention. Right? Okay, that's what happens when you give it all the big time. You're going to get people going, having to go back at you. That's how it is on YouTube. That's how it is on X. That's why I don't do X. I can't be asked. Mr. Box Office goes on YouTube and makes itself Box Office. Hence the name Mr. Box Office TV. You will get a preview on the Man City game. Man City game that is very, very interesting. I do agree that this game could be the defining moment for Tottenham Hotspur this season. It won't change my mind if we win the FA Cup, because Arsenal won the FA Cup and look what happened. They had a bad time the first couple of seasons, and then that was the defining moment, them sticking with Arteta and finding themselves where they are right now. But it is a defining moment of the season if we do defeat Man City. And really will say you need to go out and win that competition then. And so this is a very big opportunity for Tottenham. Big opportunity for Tottenham. But it's going to be a very difficult game for Tottenham as well. I think people saying that putting down Man City, silly. You know, it's not good. Big up to you, Phil, by the way. Big up to Phil for supporting Mr. Box Office, by the way. Big up to you. I hope you're doing well, bruv. You know what I mean? Let me just get your comment up because I do agree. Big up to Darryl Denton as well. Big up to you. FFP will buy Levy more time. Yeah, it does. It does. And I think the excuses are just coming out for him as well, for me. And for me, like I said before, no one's changing my mind on this. That he needs to back his man. Yeah, he needs to back Postecoglou and stop going on. And that's it for me. And that's it for me. I've got no problem with people defending Daniel Levy. I've got no problem with it. But I think what they need to start realizing is that there are people that are for and against, and that's it. And the fact is, until he goes, we're going to be divided. The only way we're not going to be divided is if we win the championship this season or win the Premier League. Tottenham fans won't care whatsoever then, because it will be like the best thing that they ever experienced in their lives since 1960, 61. Postecoglou will be in folklore history, and I'll be happy as well. But at the moment, I can't. There's nothing to tell me based on what we're gonna be successful in the next couple of years. Based on what? Just this season or the signings? No. There's got to be more for us to achieve for me to start saying, yeah, cool. And that's it. But yeah, I've been going on for about an hour and 51 minutes. I mean, that's quite good for someone that didn't really have that much to say, really. But, Mr. Box Office, he supposedly waffles. But for an hour and 51 minutes, that's not too bad, doing things on my own, and that's it. But big up to everybody in the chat. If you can help me towards my target of 1,000 subscribers, it really would be appreciated. Share, like, as the stream, and that's it. Big up to everyone in the chat. Big up to everybody supporting Mr. Box Office as well. I hopefully will see you, Lee, by the way. Hopefully we'll see you, Lee. I wasn't ignoring you. Big up to everyone in the chat. Hopefully I've mentioned everyone. Big up to Andy as well. First time on the stream as well. Big up to you. Big up to you, Donald Cullen, even though you weren't talking about football that much, but keep it football, like I said, every single time, because I know people want to just talk about football. Everybody's got other things to worry about than, worrying about other things, and that's it. But big up to everyone in the chat. You will get more of this. Hopefully, maybe tomorrow, maybe a couple of days' time, and that's it. Do the preview for Man City as well. Also, do me a favour. If you also can support the boys at South New Quays, please subscribe to them. Please help them out. They're very good boys. I love them as friends. I do like Haz. I really like I'm good friends with Asthmatic and Marlon. They do make some really good points. And what I might do as well, I'm going to start rebuttaling some points. I'm going to be clipping some things, and I'm going to start. We're going to start doing some shows like that as well, because at the moment, I think there's a lot of things that are out there. Like I said before, I've stuck on my opinion on my team now. I don't care what. I'm fine. I'm not angry with my team. My Tottenham Hotspur cannot make me angry. Yeah. Certain players are bang average. Yeah. Certain players are overhyped. Yeah. Fair enough. Cool. That's fine. Cool. But with certain things like the fans, those are the people that annoy me. And that's why I don't subscribe to any of them, being honest, because I've got no time for it. Mr. Box Office has got a life to live. Alex has got a life to live. And if he's always in YouTube channels watching people talking rubbish, you wouldn't have a life. I've got to be honest. But there's more to speak about. We might also talk about some transfers, distance some players as well. I know I was actually pretty much being very positive about some of the players that we're linked with, actually, which people won't notice. But they say that I'm negative. I'm negative. I'm not happy enough. Well, I was positive about signings. So let them have that one. Anyway, we're going to wrap up the show. To segue to wrapping up the show, big up to everybody in the chat, big up to everybody listening, big up to everybody, and keep subscribing, keep liking, And as always, if you didn't know, get to know, support your boy, Mr. Box Office, subscribe and like, and come on, you Spurs. And we're out.